Hey everybody on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Just waiting for a couple of other platforms to join us. Shouldn't be long. One of them. Waiting. And no, we're not quite on yet. Yes, we're on. And hey everybody, I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. Now, today, we're doing a few things we are. Well, yeah, a few things. First thing we're doing, or basically we're putting some decals on our Bomber Re-Supply Kit in certain areas, maybe doing touching up paintwork that I've just noticed. And we're also going to be doing some other painting and assembly. Along the way, we're going to be weathering our Handley Page Halifax. And yeah, these are the things. These are the things we will be doing. To that end, first, happens with our coffee. Now, I try and get you people a better viewing position. Boom. And how we looking? Too bad. Now, these are all mostly parts of our Bomber Re-Supply Kit. However, one thing I need to do, first order of business in effect, let's get the Halifax. There are some windows on here I actually need to mask up. The reason for that, some stage, I'm going to need to hit this varnish, clear parts, varnish, bad mix, very misty and yucky. So we're not going to be doing them apples. Now, maybe pull that back a bit, up a bit perhaps. Now, some of this I don't need to do. That one's dropped out. That's actually I prefer that on account of the fact that I'll be able to use a water effect, but a nice clear one. Some of these get a bit smudgy. Anyway, we're masking them up now. If any of these portholes go, that's like, I'll use water effect. Our objectives. Do I need to shake this? Oh, shake lightly. Okay, so shake it. Shake it. Well, if you want to know what I'm talking about this. About to apply some liquid mask. Liquid mask's a bit of a good go, really, guys. I don't mind it. It has some. Can we use what attack? I have to. But today. Now the reason I'm doing this, as I said, is else gone. Brush it. Got a bit of clag action going on there. Shitty brushes that I purchased. I have a horror story that tells you. Moment. Ah. Now. Next. First we'll start with these ones. I'll give you a slightly better angle. Probably a better view as to what I'm doing. All I'm doing. That's it. We'll give it quite a vigorous covering. Generous. Watch. Now the reason I'm doing this first is because it will take a little while to dry. That time, stuff on the Bomber Re-Supply Kit, and weathering varnish is required that we have looked after our glass. Theory. Suppose I can. And there's only 3 on this little portholes that I don't. Partly because I can move down it without worrying about, which I've done a couple of times thus far. So, again, I asked this question: why do I sing the Mexican hat dance? I'm neither Mexican. Do not wear a hat. Ah. Questions I have. Questions I should bother with. Answer. Probably not. Who cares? But hey, these are the questions I have. Those 2 covered. Now the others probably. Right up back. So out there, I reckon. Kit. If we get a bit carried away. See this. Turn on water effect. See on another stream, you won't see. But I have to quite excellent for that sort of purpose. Now, start side. Side and sorry, I was just talking to myself. Knocked a bit of, well, not a tub. What would you call that? Container of painting. Areas. Doesn't matter the perfect. So, wow. Dear. Don't. It's up here. Definitely don't want to get any mask on. Right. Otherwise I'll be happy enough. Being so delicate about build position. Um, liquid mask. Once that's there done, pop that down. Halifax dry. 10 other bits. Bomber Re-Supply Kit. Starting to get quite weight. Right. I think we're fairly solid. I might do a little bit more on that front wing there. There we go. That's that done. Now we'll pop that, as I said, out the way for a bit. Let that liquid mask dry. Back down. There. Now that's done. That's going to be the most fiddly part of today, I suspect. Clean the brush. The brush I use, I wouldn't use the brush I intend to utilise for painting to do that free of charge. However, I realised something else I could do today. Well, actually probably get a bit of Tempest assembly going about that. That's our next stage, a point where we've got everything ready to go. See, that over there, that over there. I have Tempest assembly instrument on hand. I believe I do. Have a quick look. No, need to get that into position, as in click that. Beyond that, do that. I've got a In fact, I'll do that right now, just as a quick little aside. Then, because that done, might even be able to get, depending on how we go for time, Tempest. I should say that. I'd be happy about that. Yeah. The Halifax. Now, little bit. All right, let's do it. Yeah. Got a might one I can. Point of they're not nearly as cumbersome. Would have thought, eh? I don't hit. No, keep nailing the deck. All right. So, glue. Boom. Should have been that. Really? Now, that should be added for our purposes. That's extremely good and it'll pear shaped. Let's stay. Now, piece. See, that's. I mean, I've got replacement. I do not wish to pursue. One for later on my quote. Let me have a few looks around a few. Couple. Yes, I can. I I mean, that's almost champagne comedy. Yes. Hang on. What's it? What the hell, man? Emery. What do you get? Phone. Lots of it. Under the table. Oh, that's. Well, you can't even see where it's gone many a mile. It's all I can assume. I have a redeeming methodology. Can't believe that happened. Yeah, I can. What am I saying? All right. Fortunately, fortunately, I have a degree of backup option here. Unbelievable. Now, I was partly cannibalizing to this typhoon anyway, because already had an eye on this. Ah, interesting. Box, but frustrated. That's okay. Stay cool. Oh, here we go. There's the dash at least. It's like, yeah. All right, let's try that again. That's a bit fortuitous. Makes me a bit less grumpy, it does. All right. Well, I can still rest assured or happy that I have a backup plan. However, I do not want to use my. Let's try that again, shall we, boys and girls? Presumably, then can be sure of that it's not going to fly off like that. And once it's on, I'll apply some more decal soften. Now then, boom. Now, This time I feel a bit more. Now, feeling better about that, I tell you. All right. Now, something I also need to do is there was a part on the Tilly I forgot to paint. This is front axle. So, as you can gather, that's what we're doing. Now, I mirror that with the colours I used on the rear axle. Looks that dark sea grey. All right, now, so what we're going to do is paper. Dark sea grey. Probably, you'd be wondering why am I using a green on the well, for those who've not watched any of my streams before will be wondering why am I putting a dark sea green on axle? Because as far as I can tell, go figure. That's why. That's why. Mouthful of coffee. That's the stuff. Now, goggles. Here's a close look to this blush. Position. Doing. So, side. All right. Once we've got this painted, actually, it's another thing I need to hit with paint. Then do some deckling. So I will need to get some warm water. We got running water right here. once I've done this, as I said, it will be time to do some. I'll zoom in once I've got it done. Not doing it all. Most of some colours I will neutral grey for the suspension. Not quite sure. There's another bolt there. I might use dark grey for that, although could potentially. We'll use gun bits, but yeah. First we'll want bits to dry. Good. All right. And there's a bit there. All right. There we go. Now, there we go. So what I've let me see, because that's the axle area's done. I'll do the suspension neutral grey. And you'll see there's those two diagonal bolts. Put it in gunmetal. There we go. You can see it a bit more. So we'll pop that down over here. Get that to dry. Now, brush. Now, other things to paint. Oop, quiet on the chat boards, never mind. Will be well. Done. Now, next people. Next. That was it. This little number. Needs to be painted black. And then black. Okay, boom. Right here. Now, boom. The brush we shall use. Fairly chunky one. Now, all I'm really checking there is what things I can work with to create a bit of a different look on the inside. Ah, rightly home in pins. How you doing? I've been having a fairly productive morning. I have. Getting this front part of the utility truck done. Yeah, I'm good. A beautiful day here in Adelaide. Uh, things planned. Vis-a-vis early evening, I'll be going fishing. Going freshwater fishing this time after carp. And, the do some more prepping of not prepping. I've got to go through my book and just recheck it before I submit it to another publisher today. Go out and do some time. Might even go. Beautiful day. I'll look at the forecast if it's a nice day tomorrow. Yeah, look, I don't know what they're like in the US. In Australia, they are a blight. They really are. They're an absolute. You're not legally allowed to return them to the water because they are a noxious fish. They take out native species. It's not good, you know. Usually because some dicks just fucking decided, oh yeah, I'll just. Some of the ration things that are in plague proportions in Australia. I mean, you'd have a lot of the same sort of deal in the US. It's just like, really? I hope it gets published too, mate. I mean, going through it, I'm actually kind of pleased with some of how my writings come up. But of course, self-appraisal is no appraisal. But it's I've had a number of people say it reads fairly easily. And yeah, why that's so. But some of the content may make some publishers a bit deary me, depending on factors X, Y, and Z. Who are we going to murder, the publishers or the car? um, yeah, yeah, we'll go inside here. Particular much, little. I'm actually going to leave that outside rim there. Do that probably gunmetal grey, steel perhaps, as a sort of a deep and cramp. I've Yeah, mine's got a fair bit of um, murder and mayhem in it. I think that's going to probably raise an eyebrow for most publishers and decide as to whether or not they want to go down that path. Is that it involves murder and mayhem being done by priests and nuns. Um, so yeah, hey. Mind you, got to be said back in the day, Borges and Medici, the church was well acquainted with assassination, I believe. So, yes, curious thing. Now, probably want to give this all done, but yeah, come on together. Let that there. Clean this brush. I'm also into my second book at the moment. I figure, aside from the fact that I've got a whole stack of different books lined up to write, that it's going to sound a whole lot better if a publisher turns to me and says, "Oh, do you have anything else in the pipeline?" I turn to them and say, "Well, as a matter of fact," rather than "Nah." So yeah, get onto that. That one's also got some pretty dodgy behaviour. um, Now it's funny you should mention that because long and the short of it, I'll give you a bit of an outline and a bit of a spoiler, but hey, or maybe you could consider it a tease. It's up to you. Whatever how you choose to take it, so to speak. Um, Goes like this. The priests and nuns run a criminal syndicate, and they've pretty much run the mafia and the gangs out of town. And, they are looking to expand their operations as you do. And it comes to the attention of the head of the priests, and indeed the two I see, that one of the priests at the rectory, who's not part of the syndicate but is living there, is in fact a pedophile. And they decide they can't just, well, can't just let it sit, and they can't just move him on because, and I quote the head priest, "They would make us as immoral as the rest of the church, and I'm not having that." Um, and Besides, just they know that he knows what goes on. He's actually made a threat to that effect, and of course they're taking as well. We can't have that either. So there's only one real option. They off him, and yeah, the next bit is sort of relevant to Australia. My handlebars have come from. I've got to fix. A cardinal here, Cardinal Pell, got accused of molestation. The name of the priest, my book, who gets accused, who's the pedophile, is George Chappell. Yeah, this sort of thing will cause a lot of kerfuffle and upset people, and that's the shit. That's exactly what I'm relying on to sell my book. Um, some people call it an outrageous attitude. I call it eminently practical. Um, yeah, hey, what can I tell you? My second book is actually based on, very loosely, on a series of killings that actually happened in my home city. Um, if you were to go on YouTube, search family killing regards to Adelaide, South Australia, you'd be able to find detail on it. That's how big it was at the time. There we go. Okay. There we go. Reassembled. What the one that with the priests as gangsters? Forgive me, Father, for I am about to sin. Because that's what they run their operation through the confessional booth. People go into the confessional booth, say, "Forgive me, Father, for I am about to sin," and that's when the transaction goes down because clearly everyone knows what they're there for. Da 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 da. Might as well glue this in position, and that's ultimately how it all goes pear-shaped. Because when a straight copper gets sent up to investigate what's going on from capital city, he's an avid churchgoer, and the long and short of it is, at one stage, feels the need to confess because they set up a patsy and to basically, because a straight copper gets set up to investigate big drug importations through the city or through the town, and they set up a patsy. Something goes wrong, and ultimately the clean copper kills him, and needs to confess his sin to the Lord because, of course, he's broken one of the commandments. Oh, the big working title is just "Forgive me, Father." Um, But yeah, and when he goes in to confess, the priest just assumes that as soon as he hears he's a cop, he just assumes he's there to take a bribe. Fix him some cash, and then the straight copper soon starts going, "Well, that's not right." That's when things start getting a little more difficult. The syndicate work out how that, which they ultimately do with the assistance of the bishop, who turns out to be as dodgy as they are. The only person in the book who's straight is one of the coppers, and he gets fucked over. Let's see how it happens. Bottom of that. Quite a lot. Um, yeah, priest mob. That's pretty much the detail. Will it be paperback? One would think so. That's yeah. Now, buy. Boom. Need to tidy up the middle of the bonnet a little bit, but that's coming along nicely, I think. Yeah, I would expect paperback would be what I'd, yeah, if they're going to publish, that would be the main thing. Hardback's not so much of a thing these days, and of course, ebook's pretty common. Next on my agenda, deckling. That was something I wanted to do. Was. Now I need these. Yeah. Decals. Deckling, we're going to need a tractor. Dashboard. Yeah. We're going to need bits of blue tack, various points. Whilst I think also we're going to need our brushes. Probably mostly the small one, I would say. Now, what I've actually thought of as a cover, I guess ultimately this would not just be up to me, it'd be up to the publisher as well. It was like a sandwich bag of Coke with rosary beads and a 9mm on top. I have speculated about the promo line of it being a tale of sex, drugs, and devout faith. Yeah. Anyway, let me get this. I can keep the mic on as I go get some warm water. But yes, it's not. I've had some people suggest that some of the faithful may take issue with some of my content. Particularly as one of the priests. I mean, look, the book is politically incorrect as all fuck. I'm sure you're not surprised by that fact. There's even a couple of priests who are in cahoots with a porn director, and if in one scene they actually, because the patsy they're setting up to be busted has a girlfriend who also owes them a truckload of money for smack. So these two priests line her up with the porn director after they've basically put her through her paces, just so as they can see that she's got the goods. And they do this sort of thing on a regular basis and have a reputation for it. And you think, that's really not going to win friends with the with the faithful now, is it? But hey, I don't care. I'm not faithful, so hey, the some of this, a couple of the nuns are in a same-sex relationship. That's the two senior nuns. And now these are the ones. These are the decals we require for our tractor. And now we require 14. Just for outstanding. Tilly, I will check that. But yeah, I've with my other book, as I said, it's actually based on the family killings in Adelaide, where a lot of young men were winding up dead through sexually disturbing practices. The story rolls, in fact, it was pretty commonly, well, not commonly known, but well suspected, that it was actually very senior people of great influence were behind it. In the final analysis, a guy did get pinged for it, but everybody knows there's a whole lot more on than just going on than just him, but that's never going to be found out because of who the people are. Ah. I did try to get a 5-minute warning on those things so as you knew. What was the last bit you heard me talking about as far as it goes? Did you hear me explain about the priests who organise porn actresses for for a porn director, obviously. They actually have the girlfriend of the patsy they set up be busted to try and bob off the straight copper. Also owes them a large amount of money for smack. So what they do instead is, well, you can pay this debt. All you need to do is, boom, off you go. Such behaviour or such content is not going to win friends with it, or anybody of great faith in the Christian church, which fortunately these days is rather less than it might be. Or maybe it's unfortunate. I could probably use the outrage. Anyway. So yeah, but that's the one I'm just tidying up a bit. Well, I've already. More what it is I last submitted it to a publisher 6 months ago, and I need to do a synopsis with this one and a smaller one. I just want to refresh my memory as to how it rolls and the feel of it before I start writing my synopsis for them. You know. Now that put those here, I reckon. Now, another thing I'm going to do with this decal here, plus that bottom bit off. That's actually a little bit of, you got those lines that late, but really don't do it. How the fuck? There it is. Um, yeah. But ultimately, there is no level of everything is wrong with these characters. I mean, everything is wrong about them. You got nuns in a same-sex relationship. You got the head priest, who's a coked-up Lothario who's into metal. As I said, the only person who's straight as far as not corrupt in the entire piece gets fucked over. Yeah, bit of a dark one, but then, hey, those life at times. Yeah, let's not be shy now. Yeah, reckon. Okay. See how we go. Here we go. Boom. Um, Here we have it. That is our dashboard for the Tilly. Boom. Let that settle for a bit. Now, next. Yeah. I think what's more likely to be said is I'm on a phosphate of hell that I should burn for all eternity. Now, my personal take on such a comment would be that, yeah, well, hey, given that Satan has frankly failed to do much of a show up the past 2,000 years, if I go to hell, I'm taking over the place. I'll soon start showing how evil's done now. Tractor rather, for decals. Okay, so we've got our oh wow, there's only because there's only 4 decals on this. Boom, let's do it. Now, I might want to consider. Yeah, now about that, you're not so far off the money because you see, of course, like all criminal organisations, they've got their own little intel networks and such like. And when they does initially the priests and nuns aren't in alliance. That's indeed how that occurs as part of how the initial premise is set up. But the one of the priest's intelligence chappies is indeed one of the ones who, well, he's in contact with the porn industry. He's one of the guys who organises that sort of a thing for him. And he and one of his friends are very heavily into group sex. And on one occasion, yeah, basically one of the nuns, knowing what he does, and basically takes on basically takes on I think it's 4 while still wearing her habit. So there's nuns having group sex, there's priests having group sex, there's everyone taking drugs. There's yeah, it's all naughty. This book is rated R for all the good stuff. Yeah, that's the basic premise of that one. The other one, the second one, which I said is based loosely on the idea of, or on the actuality of the killings in my hometown. What happens in this instance of my book is that the cops know who's involved, but because of who they are unable to get any kind of viable prosecution going, because in one instance it's the equivalent would be the district attorney is involved, so he's just blocking everything. Then there's one of the judges are involved, and he's not going to allow certain things to happen. Now there's a notion I tell you. Actually, all that's already been done though to a point, because there was the idol nuns on the run. Right? Anyway, but yeah, the cops know who they are, but can't do anything about it. And they know that, of course, if they don't do anything about it, all that's going to happen is that more young guys are going to wind up dead. So what they do is employ a hitman. The hitman is the way they've got. There's this whole system they've got to organise, but they've got a contact point via the admin workers, and yeah, basically it's about how, because the admin worker knows the hitman as a personal friend. There's so much wrong with this one too. But yeah, that's what I write, stuff that is wrong. Um, um, yeah, I actually initially was writing a book. Originally, the concept was to write a book about these two guys sharing a house who everybody thought was gay, but they weren't. I got that idea actually from me and my housemate, because we're two middle-aged guys sharing a house. Because we're not shy of flicking out mincing humour, some people actually do think we're gay. We're not, but people think we are. I thought, yeah, I could write that, but that's a little cliche. Need something different. So I came up with the idea of, my mate actually was working for in admin in our local police department. I've actually based the two characters on him and myself. I'm not a hitman, I hasten to add, but some of the skills I have could be useful to such an end. And anyway, and I've also based the other guy on my housemate. And what I'm going to actually have is that I'm going to include the people think we're gay thing with the hitman thing. So you've got this, in one instance, like for example, this one of the hitman's actually an absolute Lothario, and a party animal. And comes back when we hit one night, having spent all night with his chick, but ultimately the early in the evening he's done his job, as it were. And, when it's on the news, he comes in the next morning. The admin worker says to him, "Busy night last night, sweetie." And reply, "Why? You concerned I was spending time with another man?" Because the other man is well and truly dead. But hey. So yeah, I've also actually got a whole stack of different books potentially lined up. Another one I have in mind actually features. Here's a question for you. First, it comes in the form of a question. You look at all the great detectives, fictional detectives you see, your Poirot, your Miss Marple, all these. Ever noticed how they just mysteriously turn up when there's a death? Interesting. Has no one figured out that they're the ones offering them, living off this glam lifestyle because, oh, they've arrived. We must look after them. They're the ones doing it. So what it's basically going to be is I'm going to have this Marple sort of figure, goes around solving murders as you. Uh, Oops. So yeah. Anyway, she's going to be going around solving murders. But what's actually going on? She's going to have this little companion, a young male companion who looks after her needs. I mean, after all, it's difficult for her to get to the shops. What's actually going on is he's her gimp. His reward for he's the one who's actually offering people. She solves the murder and frames some hapless sucker for it. His reward for, well, committing these murders is to be treated like the piece of worthless crap that he is. An event thing is, of course, serial killers, which is what he would be. Usually have a, what's the word, signature, and it's going to be picked up by a copper and be going, well, how is this so? If we've just put somebody inside for this based on the following evidence, da 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 da. That's when it all starts going, I see. So these are things. Quite a few books in my potential pipeline, as you. I guess, well, I've never actually seen Dexter, but I guess that sounds not dissimilar, yeah. Except in this instance, it's a thing more of, I guess it's, well, there's that slightly deviant sexual thing of the murderer is actually the gimp. The kindly old lady is the manipulative, controlling freak. Okay. So, yeah, cool. Bloody axle. Boom. Let that dry now. There's our tractor done. Now. Wow. That's all rather good. What I should do next is Halifax. But first, I should probably get rid of the water. Then I should probably clear these out the way a bit. Definitely put them on. What I'll do, everything I've put decals on this morning, I'll give some, I'll put somewhere conveniently nearby. Finish putting the weathering on the Halifax. I can then hit them with some decal soften and decal setter. Now, into no, I have a better idea. Maybe. One headlight is higher. Actually, here's something that's curious about this one. They have that cover thing on there, but they only on one side. I find really strange. Don't ask me why that is so. Curious thing. Where now? So many different boxes. Okay. Yeah, here's a plan. Here's our plan. This is also typhoon. That's not typhoon. That's how. Got my blue box of bits. Go. Everything Tempest. Clear one. Everything Bomber Re-Supply Kit. With the exception of stuff with decals. Actually, no, I'll do it. I'll do that as well because even then, quite safe and stable. That's also Halifax. Do I want to keep that there? Yeah, I do. I do. Good stuff. There's the Tempest box. Yeah. Just dropped something rather heavily onto a piece and wasn't well. That. There, right, that's all that cleared up. That can go to nice and stable. Now, with that all attended to, by and large anyway, I will now empty the bowl of water here that I don't need, and start doing some chipping on the Halifax. Now, what I might do is, while I'm up and about, I'm going to take my microphone off. Tell you, standing up's nice. Hear me. I'm finding it easier to last, or to go for longer lengths of periods of time without moving around too much, which is kind of good. But hey, all right, I will be back shortly. I also need coffee. Boy. actually, there's a couple of things that occurred to me whilst I was making my coffee. Now, one was to find out what? Ah, here they are. There's the Halifax. For the ones, oh, here they are. Right, Tilly. Huh. Okay. Just seeing what we might do after. Now, other things that occurred to me to do before I assemble, when I assemble for a weather the Halifax. So, yeah. Now, get one. We'll use. No, it's that way around. Hey, like that. Okay. So, we'll get them on. Oh, it's like pigeon. Most unpleasant. Then we may as well get those guns onto the other middle turret. Here it is. Iron toothpick, as always. Toothpicks, wonderful things, you know. Wonder if anybody actually uses them to pick teeth. See, my mum does. Gotta say, Mum, that'll get some. I'll do so. Let's further need sarcasm. Anyway, I digress, people. Uh, yeah. What about this before I put in glue? Trees looking for. Are you bugger? Are you little? One. Oops. Because I did top. Let's be. Huh? That'll fix. Now it's going to pretty much that one set, then do the other side. You damned. Trying to doing. Oh, upper. That its guns. There we go. There's that one done. Now they're not the prettiest, but the ugliest. All right, let that dry. Now, you all right. Here's how we're gonna do. Oops. Robbed. Unceremonious. Or leaked onto our desk. Advantageous. And doesn't really. What can I do? Excuse me a moment. Take it. I think. Boom, there's one. I have all the blue bar required. Was going to be easy business. There we go. Not quite. Now, toothpick time. Break on toothpick time. Doesn't matter. There we go. Crooked. Desk. do here? Give me a moment. Oh, bit of thinner. Yep. Oh, maybe we should clean this. Fixed. Ah, just have to try. There we go. All right. Next. Now, if I'm going to be doing weathering on the Fairfax, bit of space, and give you a better camera angle. Also going to need a coffee. Oh yeah. All right. So, weathering stuff. Gonna need oil stuff. I'm running low on these. Surely not. Hang on. If I have soot, no, I don't really have enough soot. Got a bit of oil, so I suppose I could do the chipping. Hang on. Let's see what else I have in my bag of trickery. I have a few of those left over, a few extra ones, as it were. We have. Eh? Do I have more? Surely. Surely you can't be serious. If I do need to go get some more weathering stuff, as far as oil stain and shit like that, what I will do is I'll at least get the chipping done on it. Okay. Sand, light sand, mud. Dear oh dear. How much oil stain do I actually have? Oh, that's enough. Soot I need a lot of. That could be a bigger. Oh, that should be enough. All right, we can do this. Weathering brush. I can just use on cheap shitty. Let's see what we have here. To be the best one for the job. First, chipping. Fun. Somewhere. Moment. On the floor, I'm using to grab it. Now, myself with a bit of sponge. Pieces thusly. Yeah, because I've still got some paint going on. I know. That's a worthy steel. Natural steel. Good at this because it's big aircraft. Now, see a bit more. Way down. Right. Other side. Yeah. Then we'll get stuck on the undercarriage. Then comes the stuff. Hang on, I already said there's going to be bits of rain. Now, turn around the other way, the front. We'll do the propellers and stuff. All right. Oh, and a bit on the front. All right, let's turn that around. Funny how it's starting to look, actually. All right, now while I think too. All right. I tell you. Now, once I've gotten this propeller done, give the undercarriage a bit of love with it. There. Little other. All right. Now, light up. All right. Shipped up. And we are almost ready to go with other bits. Yeah, actually what I might do. All right. Just put that over there. Get that out the way. Ah, we've made some good progress today on things we have. And there was much rejoicing. Now, what I might do, we will go, and what we go with first, sort of oil, either good. Let's hit the oil. Shorter ones to do. There's much around. Bit of the wheelbase. Not that one. Here's what I was going to use, wasn't it? That now, alrighty. So, start off correctly. Purpose of this point. Bit of a grunging. I believe that's the technical term. Grunging. Alright. engine. It needs to be filled. Every time soot. Now I also want to do Alrighty. Almost done. Right. I'm going to put the soot effect on because that's going to go over the entire bottom as well as the entire top. I'll actually do the bottom first. That way I don't have to put my hand on top of just you'll see what I'm saying very shortly. Before you end up saying, I want to get away. Now, especially this. Of course, it would have blown over quite a lot of key stuff. Plastering. That's all we're going to be giving most of the upper areas too. Is glad to be able to put it down for a moment. Now, dirty it up. That's not look cool. Just do the tail. Both of those. Just attaching the aerial wire. Okay. Okay. The best angle to display it for you. There. Start to see how down across. Prime there. We've got a. I'll need to punch it. Keep it. Spongy. There we go. And with that completed, I am going to call that stream done. Light out. All right. All right. Well, that's me done for today. Really happy with what we got done. Got the Halifax weathered. We got decals on our tractor. We got stuff done on the tilly. We got a whole stack of things done. It was very productive. It was. Excuse me while I'm grinding my hip here. It's getting a little tender. Need to do some stretching. I will have fun fishing. Thank you. Now I'll, as always, be back tomorrow, and it's also time for me to do my usual wind-up spiel. Any first-time viewers out there, magic button time. Follow, like, subscribe. What can I tell you? And again, you used to track me down on other platforms. I am Rob the Builder on Facebook, YouTube, Discord, and Twitter. And I'm also Robster the Builder on Instagram and Twitch. Follow, like, subscribe. What can I tell you? Now, I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow being Thursday here in Australia. What will I do tomorrow? No, I don't know. I don't know. I'll work on something, obviously. What we could probably do, I think, actually, is certainly put the gun bays on and the various canopies and stuff on the Halifax. That would be good. I like that idea. Could even potentially finish the Halifax. Hearing me. Either way, I will be back tomorrow. Same kit time, same kit channel, and I shall see you then. Catches, guys.